Hello everybody, how is it going? So, we're playing more Red Purple Law. A bit of a different build than last time. We're playing kind of the Whitebeard Pirates engine. So far it seems pretty solid. Kind of gives you some bigger attackers, which is always nice. I know a lot of people have been asking me to play different decks. Someone suggested Purple Luffy, someone suggested just, Red Luffy. I'm still trying to get Kinemon versus Whitebeard. My bad. I'll do my best to get all that. I just haven't had a ton of time to record, and this deck has been super fun, so been wanting to play it just a bit more. Matchup seems fine. We go wide. Yellow isn't good against wide. We also can answer a lot of their triggers pretty easily. We can answer their bigger stuff if we see round table, which we do have in hand. So yeah, I'm still not super confident in the exact way you want to play this deck. Do I want to start immediately, using my leader ability as soon as I can, or do I want to wait a bit till I can, at least with this version, drop the ace, then use my leader, and then go from there? I feel like you only want to do that when you're going first and you have the curve for ace. If you're going second, I feel like you just use ace as a discard material for your Marcos, which I forgot how good that card is. It's been a while since I've played with 4-drop Marco, and just basically having a free block every turn as long as you have a Whitebeard Pirates is kind of insane. But yeah, last turn we bottom deck one of the Perosperos, play out a Shachi and Penguin, the ramp 2, alongside playing the 4-cost Brook, which is a really crazy card with this deck. Just double Otama if they leave it there. Really crazy. He'll trigger a Sanji there. We're just gonna mostly swing baseline. We'll probably play a Beppo or a blocker Marco. Probably want to play the blocker Marco first and then play the Beppo. Sounds like the optimal idea. So we're actually lower down than our opponent. Yeah, we'll play the Marco first. Then we'll leader effect. -3. Bottom the Perospero. Play out the Beppo and pass it back. There's definitely a lot of new triggers for Pig Mom in this set. It's like the 7-drop 7k that just plays itself if you're low life. That card definitely surprised me. I'm like, why'd that just come out of life? That was crazy. Also, something kind of interesting in this matchup is hitting them to put them at 7 cards for your blocker law, and then they just get a trigger. And they played into it but also didn't play into it, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. But we have 2 aces, so our Marco will guaranteed live one more time. He drew a Vista, so he'll live one more time as well. Such a crazy card. We'll swing with 5 with Beppo. He will take that hit, probably gets a trigger because he just stacked his life. We'll probably just bring back to Marco because we're not going to have room to play the ace this game. We'll swing 5 with the Shachi and Penguin. We'll attack for 5 with Brook. Attack for 5 with Izo. I could have definitely spared a Dawn and opted not to swing with the Izo and just Vista'd the Sanji. But I kind of just wanted to get aggressive, and he does actually just scoop it up there. And there's a couple games in this video. I think this matchup, you obviously want to go second. Taking away second from yellow is really crazy. For some reason, the game kept letting me choose. So one of the games I do opt to go first just to see how it is. But I feel like your deck kind of slows down a little bit when you're going first because you want to be able to play out ace. So yeah. If you're given the choice, definitely go second in this matchup. This is me trying to figure out how the new stack works. I had no idea they changed it. Really cool though. You can just kind of drag around the cards. It's cool. We'll play double Izo because we're a sacker. Crazy start. We already have a 5-cost Marco, so we'll probably just grab the Vista. If anything, it'll be just be discard material for the blocker Marco. I'll swing 5 at my face. We'll take that hit, grab a round table. I'll swing 5 with Pudding. We'll probably counter out, with the Vista. Don't really want to drop any of the other cards in my hand. We'll just trade an Izo with the Pudding. Go 5 at life. We hope he takes so we can blocker law him, and he does take. No trigger, thankfully. So yeah, we'll play down Block Your Law, make him discard 2, and we'll just pass. Not gonna leader effect, don't want to go down to 0 Dawn, because then we won't be able to play the game. But does kind of set up our 5-drop Marco next turn, which is pretty good, unless he plays something that I feel like I need to Gordon and then answer, you know. He's on 5 Dawn. Not any crazy plays Big Mom can really do on 5 Dawn. You can play maybe like a vanilla, but that's all I can really think of. He'll hit life and we'll grab a Radical Beam. He'll hard play Rush Katakuri and pass it back. We could definitely just Gordon that. Not the worst idea. I'm going to swing with my Blocker Law just because I know I'll probably establish a Marco, so I'm not too worried about it. He'll trigger a Perospero. Go 5 again. He'll take again. And he'll trigger Heavenly Fire, which lets him basically look at his, or grab his top life and then place it on the top or bottom, kind of like Big Mom leader ability. We will hard play Marco, almost forget to play our Gordon. And then we'll bottom deck the Katakuri and play down a Beppo. Oh no, a Shachi and Penguin, because we're only at 2 Dawn. Yup. I think it's really cool that Shachi and Penguin are like an actual good card for this deck, while also being a 2k counter. It's like rare you see really good 2k counters other than like Otama or Makino. I feel like Red really just has the best 2k counters. It is what it is. But it goes 1 Dawn on a Perospero. Attacks and then says Psych, puts 2 more on Perospero. I'm just gonna let my law go. I have the Marco. He's still blocked for me, so still got his value. And I'll go 9 at probably. I mean, he can only go at my face, so that'll probably just be met with a Marco block, or we'll take either one. We're like pretty stable, just having a Marco on the board. Pick up an Otama, which is pretty good if we want to answer the Perospero. We'll swing 5 at life. He'll 2k out. I'll swing 5 at life again. Counters out. Debating what I want to do here. It's either like I play a 5-drop Marco and then like an Otama and then out something else, but I figured nah, it's probably worth just putting the aggression on and swinging for pretty big with the Izo. Definitely could have just put 2 down on another character and swing, you know, like still swung 5 with Izo, but kind of same amount of Dawn no matter what, doesn't really matter. But we'll play the Otama, -2 to the Perospero, and then use leader, and replace Otama with the Beppo. Should have enough pressure to kind of close out this game now. He's on 1 life, he can't 10 drop. Yeah, we're looking solid. Goes 6 Dawn on lead. Uses leader, takes his life and replaces it with something else. Swinging at Shachi and Penguin. That's easy Marco tax right there. This card is obnoxious. Still has 3 Dawn left. Maybe he'll play a Perospero, and he does. We'll grab another Otama, which means we could answer that Perospero as well, but we're probably just trying to swing for game. He'll counter to the first 5k. We'll go 5 again. Probably go 5 again. Could have gone bigger on one of those swings, like just went 7, but I still do technically have 2 more attacks if I choose to swing with Marco, which I definitely probably will now, considering he's on 3 cards in hand. Unless he triggers like a Brule, then we just really can't go for game. Actually triggers a Sanji, so there is that. Kinda spooky. I have to go 6 with my leader just to see if he has a 2k. And he does have the 2k, which means he lives his turn, but he does concede, which I guess, you know, that's fair. I could have outed the Perospero and then still had the Marco, and I had 1 life. So we were still probably winning that game. But yeah, this is where I choose to go first. The match is still pretty close. It's just a lot easier for them to stabilize because they just slam down a 10 drop and you're like, So, yeah, there is that. I think I also misplayed this game because I think I had the round table to answer the 10 drop, but I think I got a bit too caught up in trying to go for lethal or just putting pressure on. See what he finds off the pudding. Grabs a rush katakuri and passes it back. We don't really have any plays for the first 2 turns. This is another awkward thing about going first with this deck, is that you don't really play any 3 drops. You do play a 1 drop in Izo, but not always going to see Izo. I know once OP05 comes out, we get the new Law, who's basically like a film Nami, and we get Beppo, who's like a mini Brook, 4-cost Brook. So that'll definitely help the deck's like lower curve when you're forced to go first. But we pick up a ace, so we do have the 5-7 curve, which is solid. That's solid. We'll be able to answer the 4-cost katakuri next turn when we get to play our ace, and then we can kind of just use our leader ability pretty freely. I'm going to play the Marco this turn, pop the pudding, and just pass it back. He'll go 2 down on lead. Says nah, I'm gonna swing with katakuri first. I'll probably counter out of this. I wanted to like hold the Otama, but then I thought about it and I was like, nah, I have ace and I have a round table, so I can probably just spare the Otama here. And I'll swing 7 and we'll probably just take. He'll use leader ability, stack his life, and we'll take, grab back an Otama. That's kind of funny. Never had to worry about it in the first place. Plays down another rush katakuri, and this is like the perfect ace turn for this deck. I don't think it gets any better than this. So we'll -3 to both of them. Swing 5 into the rested one. He'll let it go. We'll swing 6 at life. He'll give me a 2k. And we'll use leader ability to bottom deck the other one and play a blocker law and rip 2 cards. My goodness. Very productive turn, very productive turn. Ace seems really solid in this deck. Sucks you don't get the rush, but I mean, just minusing 3 to 2 characters for this, leader ability is so crazy. So also just a 7k body, which I feel like this deck mainly plays smaller bodies, so nice to just have a really big natural attacker. He'll swing 6, I'll counter for 2. He'll play down a Sanji and a Brûlé. So really trying to set up for his... He should be it? Yeah, he's an 8 Dawn, so he's really just trying to defend for his 10 drop turn. Probably will swing with my blocker law, because it's kind of the most vulnerable to a trigger here. He actually just hits a Brûlé, so he'll be really safe this turn. We'll just try to chew through some blockers. Go 7 with Marco. He'll Thunderbolt my law, that's fine, wasn't blocking or anything. Go 7 with the ace. He'll play, yeah, that was the card I was like, huh? They just get to play a 7k from life? Kinda crazy. But we'll go 5, because now I feel like I need to round table that thing, so we don't die. So yeah, we'll bottom deck the 7k body, play down a blocker Marco, and we'll pass. And here comes the 10 drop with 3 blockers on the board. No. I feel like he could have spared some blockers to at least put him at 1 life. But it works anyway. We're at 4 Dawn. Yes, 3 blockers. We really can't kill him. And right here, I think I definitely should have just round tabled the Big Mom. Not sure exactly why I didn't. I should have known I could never go for game. Even though I want to. So yeah, definitely my misplay. Gonna have to hold that one. We can't answer the Sanji, which means we'll still be able to live as long as he can't answer my Marco, or he doesn't get like, well, he could have a rush katakuri, which it is rare that that card actually is rush. So yeah, we'll Otama, and we'll bottom deck the Sanji and play down a Brook. And we still should be pretty safe. I don't think he can Thunderbolt. I'm never sure how that ruling works. So, inevitably we'll take 1 hit, block the other, we should be fine. But things can go wrong. play a pudding. And picks up a Rush Katakuri, so there you go, that's how you lose a game. Yeah, it's so rare that that card actually has Rush, I wasn't even thinking about it. Also, like, in this scenario, he had to actually find it, because he already used 2, so it's not super likely he would find it, but he did. He must be playing, like, 4. Absolute demon. But it's fine. We have to take the 7 now, if he, like, misplayed, which he doesn't, and we'll have to concede there. Gotta at least play it out. He could've, yeah, he went 7, yeah. So I could, if I had a 2k and a 1k, I do live that game, but in a different reality, He'll start his turn 1 with a pudding, grabbing a Thunderbolt. I'm kind of cool with them Thunderbolting me. I don't really mind. I feel like I kind of just play out characters super easily. I will whiff off the Izo, which is a bit unfortunate. I would love to see either of the Marcos. Ace is like, I probably won't play him going second, unless I really just don't use my leader ability that much early on. But I love answering Perosperos with it, because they don't get the search. Feels really good. We'll go 5 with pudding. I kind of don't want to drop any card in my hand, because I just found a blocker Marco. I consider dropping the Brook, but I'm like, that card is also just kind of crazy. So I opt to just take, definitely kind of greedy, a little bit scary, but we should be able to keep his board pretty under control, that I won't get punished for it. See, right there I was like, sweet, he took the hit, and then he got a trigger, and then I couldn't blocker law him. It made me really sad. I definitely want to, like, Otama and bottom deck this Perospero immediately, but I don't think it's worth it. I think I'd rather just set up, because if we play the Brook next turn, we can, if we need to, just out the Perospero by minusing it and swinging into it, and then bottom decking something else. So that's what I end up doing. We know he has the Thunderbolt, so he could answer the Brook if he wants to. I'm kind of also cool with him just taking a life for that. All depends what he wants to do. He'll clear my Izo, then swing 7 at my life. I'm kind of okay with taking that. I've already committed to eating my life, it's all good. We have the blockers in hand to sustain for quite a long time, especially with Marco. So he's on 5 cards in hand, so still no blocker law ability. Probably just, we can Gordon the Perospero. That kind of sounds good. Swing 5 at life, he takes, no trigger. Very good. Play down blocker Marco. Play down the Gordon. -3 to the Perospero. Bottom the Perospero. And we'll play blocker law, most likely. Or just or just a Beppo. 1 blocker should be fine when he only has his leader to swing. Goes 4 down on lead. Takes a look at his life. Puts something else there. We can block this hit, or we can take this hit. We know we're not going to get our life trash this turn, because he only has 3 down left, so nothing to really do that to us. So yeah, we'll just take the block with the Marco, bring him back by chucking an ace, and we'll pass, or he will pass. And after playing a Brûlée, the only thing awkward is that with, like, when they just play a little blocker and then pass to you, like, yeah, you can answer it with your leader, but you don't really want to waste Dawn, like active Dawn, immediately with your leader effect. So he does get value out of that Brûlée, but it's kind of fine. I don't hate it. Right here I wanted to force him to take this hit so I could use blocker law and he gets another trigger. Unlucky. He did just stack it, so I should have, acknowledged that that he would get a trigger there, and I wouldn't be able to blocker law him. But I'm still gonna play the blocker law just to be safe. Don't want to randomly die. Goes 2 down on lead. Looks at his life. And swings into my Beppo. I could defend this, because I do have 2 blockers. And then use the Marco for the attack with his 7-drop. Sounds like a decent idea. So yep, we'll defend the Beppo, and then use the Marco to defend the second swing. He'll play down 7-cost Big Mom. We'll take our life. Still kind of a scary spot, but he has no blockers, and we can answer one of the big drops. So we'll attack 5 at life. He'll 1k out. We'll attack him for 7. Ramp at dawn. He'll take that life. Is probably a trigger. Yep, it's a Perospero. I wanted to swing with my blocker law, but knowing that he now has a Perospero, I can't. So we'll round table the 7-drop, and then bottom deck it, and play our blocker law. And now we're kind of in a similar scenario where he needs either a rush or any other way to out one of my blockers so he can actually kill me. Goes for the pudding again. Oh no, it's gonna happen again. Actually no, Katakuri wouldn't have rush, because we're on even life. Never mind, we're chilling. He can maybe find like a blocker here or something. Grabs Randolph. I don't know who that is. I should have hovered over it. And just passes and concedes. Was probably a misclick. I tried to get one more game because I was just having fun. But he quits out. Anyways, thank you guys for watching.